We do have some real yield over in emerging markets, but there's a reason why we have some real yield. There's a lot of concern out there at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. There definitely is reason, but I think there's opportunity as well. And as one of my colleagues was talking about earlier today, it's like, listen, you have the Fed hiking rates, and you have tensions on trade. And those are both things that are critical for emerging markets. If you have the Fed tightening and you have a threat on trade, you're going to have turbulence there. And the markets have maybe got a little expensive earlier this year, but there's been a big sell-off. And I think the hard currency, will be of the emerging markets area is probably the safest. Yeah. But also there'll be opportunities in local, and I'm sure there are in equities as well.
But Steve, you've got to overlay this with the fact that China's slowing down. China's credit impulse has rolled over, that maybe the macro backdrop isn't that firm for emerging markets. And I'm not just speaking exclusively around the rate story either.
Well, look, I think there's a structural change, right? If you look at, say, the period from 1995 to about 2011, 2012, the engine of growth in the world were emerging markets. People were buying their first cars, their first television sets, their first refrigerators. It was very commodities and goods intensive. Now the engine of growth is the United States. And when we grow, we spend the money on gym memberships, we spend the money on healthcare, taking care of older people. The goods concentration there just isn't there. And I think it makes it hard, even with depreciated currencies, for many emerging markets to really get a leg up.
What is your base case now on that strong dollar call?
Look, I think there's a lot of structural forces that are in favor of the dollar. And I think there are also some cyclical forces in favor of the euro, but they may not manifest themselves to 2019. It's other currencies, I think, that are going to, face a question, because it's not enough to say, is there a reason to sell? You have to ask, is there a reason to buy? And you look across the world, there aren't that many buy reasons, except, as valuation, but that's a risky thing to lean on.